What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Lasting Thoughts Podcast. I am your host, Digital Relaxation. We are back again for another episode. And as always, if you guys enjoyed what you hear, what you're going to hear, please be sure to share this with anybody, everybody. Like it, comment, rate it, all of that. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Episode 88. We are here. So, as always, the little update, what I've been up to section. Some things I probably can't remember, because obviously on how long it took me to record episodes. A lot. I don't keep track of everything I do, so I can't update. But there's some things here. Going into the music section, we got some upcoming and newly releases. Tyler the Creator dropped his I wouldn't say long awaited. I'll say it's very in terms of all his albums, in my recollection, I feel like this was the most marketed album he ever made. This is Chromacopia. This is his 7th album, but I think it should be 8. I'm looking at Wikipedia. Don't judge me, but it says 7. But I could have sworn on the trailer release for the album, he put, because he on the when he announced the album. I just did something crazy. My bad. I just did something wild. But when he announced the album, I'm pretty sure the only thing he put in the description was 8, and I counted it that 8 albums should be his. Should technically be correct. If I go look at his, they're not counting. They're not counting Bastard. See, and that's where it gets tricky, because I know a lot of people who do the, they like, name a rapper who had the best album run ever, and they always put an album that's not technically considered an album. So like quote unquote albums like Section 80 by Kendrick Lamar. I personally don't consider it an album. A lot of people do. It was more of an independent release, and that was the same thing for Bastard. Bastard was an independent release. I think it was actually a free release as well, so considered a mixtape technically. So he only dropped one mixtape, and then everything else was albums. Well, not counting his Odd Future stuff. But he's counting Bastard as his album because, again, and if you go on the video that, I don't know if he changed it since then, but if you go on the video where he announced the album, the only thing he put in the description was 8, and if you count Bastard, this is his 8th album. So he's counting Bastard as an album. Like I said, when you want to count certain things as a legit album, that's on you. Like me, for example, like I have projects. I call them projects. I call some mixtapes. I call some albums, with the idea of, if I was to make an album, this would be the album. Like, this is what it would sound like, in terms of subject matter and lyrics. Obviously, I can't go in depth with production because I don't have like a personal producer or whatever. So yeah. But 8th, 7th album, whoever you want to consider it, Chromacopia by Tyler. Like I said, this one wouldn't. It was only marketed for like maybe a couple of weeks, 3 weeks at max. But it was hyped a lot compared to his other projects. The other projects like Igor, I remember, like, he just like, hey, this is my album, it's coming out, enjoy it. Call Me If You Get Lost, I feel like there was some promo to it, but it was more subtle promo. Like, it didn't feel like he was trying to make a statement with this album. It was just like, hey, I'm working on this work, and here's some videos that go along with it, because it was kind of like he was kind of doing like a movie theme with it. But this one, he like legitimately giving more promo with this one. He had like the chromocopia trucks like stopping in different parts of America. I think one of them got vandalized. And then he had like a listening party performance that they had released. So I feel like he gave this one a bit more attention compared to all his other albums, from my understanding. But the album, in totality, I've only listened to it once. I dove back to a few songs afterwards. Off my first listen, it's a very solid listen. He tackles on subject matters of dealing with basically the fame that comes with, being him. Like, dealing with people who, hey man, I want to take a picture with you because you're the celebrity, and they're like, bro, I'm just an artist. Just enjoy my art, don't enjoy me. Basically, that's what he's trying to like. No, I'm the artist who make the art. Enjoy the art, don't enjoy the artist. Like, I just do what I do. I put this for you, not myself. So he touches on that. He touches on the issue of realizing that he's getting older, and not only that he's getting older, but everyone around him is getting older. So, friends are starting to have families now. His mother is getting older. His mother wants a grandchild, and he's dealing with the situation of potentially being a father, whereas like he's not sure he's really prepared for that. He still feel like he's too selfish to have a child. And then there's one song that it didn't hit me because it doesn't affect me personally, but if you know Tyler's story, I feel like this one was a pivotal song. The song's called Like Him, where so to give context, there's some moments in the album where I'm assuming it's his mother who's like giving like these little dialogue and speeches in between each song, and on leading up to the song Like Him, his mother's like basically telling Tyler that like, every time I see you, I just basically see your father, like you look like him. And Tyler thing is like, he never, as far as I'm concerned, he never met his father, and he has no relationship with his father. So it's like he felt like he was like chasing a ghost all this time, but every time his mother sees him, she sees his father, and it's like I don't know. Like, so it's like, how much am I like him? Because I don't know him. And then it got to a point where his mother basically told him about how Tyler father did want to be a father to him. And she's taking the blame for that. I guess whatever the situation is between them, for some reason she took it out on his father and basically took his son out of his life. So it wasn't his father's choice to do that. It was his mother who did that. And if you, like I said, if you know anything about Tyler, especially from The Bastard and they did like his first 3 albums. You know anything about Tyler, he was very public about his hate, his anger for his father not being around. That was like his fuel for why he's like, pushing so hard and becoming an artist. Like, look at you, because you not being there. Instead of feeling like I'm nothing, I'm gonna make myself something. And it's like, to get that bombshell of everything you thought was basically a lie. It was like, you sat there, hated this man, you was angry with this man, but the truth was that he wanted to be in your life, it was your mother. And the similar situation with Tupac, actually. If you seen that Dear Mama documentary, I talked on it when I seen it, where Tupac, same situation, where, you know, there's songs in his earlier albums and his earlier music where he publicly talks down on his father for not being there, because his mother has lied to him, saying that his father died. So he basically living, like, not only died, but, like, you know, abandoned him and then eventually died. So his belief is like, oh, he just stepped out on me and now he's gone, so forget him, all I got is my mother. So when he found the truth in the most disturbing way, after he got shot the first time, his father visited him in the hospital. And, you know, when you, like, halfway, you know, you're dying, probably on medication, and your vision is not right, your mind is not right, and you look up and you see basically an older version of yourself looking at you, he started bugging out, like, what? I think that was also because there was the thing with Tupac where after he got shot, he almost, like, immediately checked himself out of the hospital. Like, yeah, that bugged him out. like a lot of things is messing with him. Like, you know, he don't know what to believe no more. That's why he went on that big warpath. Cause, like, not only that, I can't trust friends, I can't trust my family. Like, my mother, my family lied to me all this time. Like, I don't know what to believe no more. That man was at the end of his ropes. But that's an interesting song for Tyler, because, like I said, if you know anything about Tyler, like, he spent his first upcoming on his album just going at him, and now it's like, I want to know where this goes for him personally. Honestly, if you, like I said, you listen to his music now, he don't really talk about, like, any anger towards his dad. So I don't know if that's a patched up thing between them or whatever the situation is. But standout songs off of my memory, of course, the first song, Saint Chroma, Noid, which is the one that talks on being a public figure when he doesn't want to have his life publicly out there. Darling I, Hey Jane, Judge Judy is cool. Tomorrow, and Thought I Was Dead, and Like Him. So it's a solid album. Honestly, it's a solid album. It's only 52 minutes long, so it's depending on what you're doing, it's a quick listen. But yeah, I know a lot of people disappointed because they were like, oh, like, the Tyler Creator fan is weird. And like they like, yo, this album is about this and this is about that, and no, oh no, like, see all those people there, those are the features, and none of those features was on the album. Like, bro, just wait till you get the art. Like, again, like, y'all missing the whole point of what he's talking about. Just chill, wait till you get it and then digest it. But yeah, going into another album that honestly came left field for me. So I was on Facebook randomly, and I'm not following. This is one of the things where, you know, the algorithm is like, you know, program and whatever. They see what you see, so they show things to you. But anyone that knows me, The Warriors is like my favorite film and one of my favorite games ever. And Facebook recently just been showing me Warrior stuff from, like, a Warrior group, and I don't think I follow them, but for whatever reason I'll just be getting Warrior stuff. And I saw a picture where they was like, oh, apparently some album from the Warriors is gonna drop, like, the following day, after I seen that picture, and I'm like, what? So what it is it's a concept album made from Lin-Manuel Miranda and Elsa Davis. You know, Lin-Manuel, you know, he did Hamilton, and he did the song for Encanto. I think that's what it's called, right? And of course, for me personally, he did In the Heights, so I'm already hooked when I see him do something. And then on top of it, it's on the Warriors. So the concept of this album is basically it's an album of the Warriors done to sound like a play, because obviously Lin-Manuel does play music, but there's no play as of yet. I don't know if they're gonna do one, but the album is like you listen to it as a play. The one thing that's not one thing, but some things that's different that's done is the Warriors was gender swap. So instead of being a all guy gang, they're all female gang, and I'm cool with that. My only dislike is they removed 2 Warriors. They slimmed it down to 7, and if you count Mercy, that's technically 8. But Vermin and I want to say Snow. Vermin and Snow, for whatever reason, was removed altogether from the Warrior cast. I don't know why, but yeah, that sucks. So you got the 7. You get Cleon, Swan, Ajax, Fox, Rembrandt, Cochise. Bro, who's the 7? I'm bugging. I did say Cleon. Who am I missing, man? Am I bugging? I might be bugging, but yeah. You got Cleon, Cowgirl, Fox, Cochise, Rembrandt, Swan, Ajax, and Mercy. That Mercy makes 7. So we missing a lot of people. Damn, what the fuck? Yeah, whatever. We missing some people, but it's cool. For like I said, the only reason why that's weird for me, for like obviously you are a fan of the Warriors and know the story and know what characters are doing what at certain points, you realize that there's a point in the movie where the gang does kind of get split in half. So certain people who were present in those moments are no longer present in the album. So obviously it's a retelling and a change of like what happened in the story. Some things still happen the same, some things are changed. But anyways, getting beyond myself. The album, the first song was what hooks you in the most. The song starts off basically taking the idea of having different rappers to represent each borough of New York coming together. So they got Busta Rhymes representing as Brooklyn, Nas representing as Queens, Manhattan is Cameron, Staten Island is Ghostface Killah and the RZA, and the Bronx is Chris Rivers, which is dope selection. And they put Lauryn Hill as Cyrus. So of course they swapped Cyrus from a man to a woman, but they gave it to Lauryn Hill. So this it's a stack cast here. The songs is done, the album is done. Like you could, especially like I said, you know the movie too. You could listen to this and put the movie in your head and see what's going on and understand what's going on. You could visualize the songs in your head. So it's a good album. I'm tempted on buying the vinyl, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, they have some Funko Pops. Dope. But I don't know yet. But yeah, that came out recently as well. And last but not least, upcoming coming out later, not later, but early in November, the 8th. Ab-Soul. Shocking for me, because Ab-Soul, like, throughout his career has just been like, oh, I drop an album and then I'll disappear for like 3 years. So getting off of his Herbert album, which came out like 2 years ago, he already back again with another album called Soul Burger, which going off the title and some of the songs, or the concept music that he been dropping, it seems like this album is based off, because he has his best friend called Doe Burger, who recently passed, not recently, but a few years ago passed away. So I guess this is like a spiritual collaboration, because I believe Doe Burger is present on this album. I don't know if it's through every song, because he wasn't on the single song called All That, which was a dope song. But going off of, I don't like to listen to singles, but I just want to hear where he's at with it. Going off the All That song, and going off of what he's been saying recently, like he wants to make more musical albums, compared to, if you know anything about Ab-Soul, it's like, I'm just gonna rap your head off and talk about some wild, crazy stuff that's gonna take you some time to dissect it over some cool beats. And it's like, yeah, but it's just gonna get played in the club though. So I think he's trying to focus on actually just making music that you can just enjoy this time around. Which, I mean, he did it with the last album, but I feel like, I guess he's still going on with it. So the song Like That, I mean, All That is very West Coast vibe. I could feel like, even just by going by the video, you could see like it's very West Coast culture influence. So it seemed like he's gone more into his roots with his musical style, instead of just like trying to go out there. So can't wait to listen to that one. It's gonna be a fun listen. But that's about it. That's a long update talking about Tyler. So I'm gonna try to make this the rest of this quick. Games. I got a new Xbox. I traded in 2 of my Xbox. I had the One S and the Series S. I traded them both in to get the Series X, because it's annoying having a bunch of games on disc that I can't technically play. I mean, I can play on the One S, but then that's the whole situation of the quality. It's not, I know I can get a better quality display if I use the Series X. And then new games that come out that are catered to the Series X and S, I can't buy the disc version. I gotta buy the digital version on the Series S, and the Series S don't come with a lot of space. Like, you download 2 games and that's the whole thing taken up. So this one, that comes off with a terabyte by default. So to be able to play my disc games and to have more space to actually have games, I swapped out my Xbox to get a new one. But also, of course, y'all know what I've been doing. I've been going back and playing some older games. Not old games, but like older games that I had played already. And just like, enjoying them again. Because that's what I used to do. That's what I used to do when I used to, before online gaming, before the next hot game came out. I had to let one game last me for like a few months until I got something new. So, finding these games and seeing like the replayability of these games, like, going back and enjoying them again, it's fun to do. Like, don't just play your games and just throw it away. Like, just keep playing them. So I went back and played Watch Dogs 2 again. This is like my 3rd time playing it. The first time I always mention this, the first time I played it, I got on Xbox. I took it for granted. I just ran through it and really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as I should have. I didn't let myself really soak myself into the game. I just wanted to get it over with because I had too much games at the time. I had gotten that. I had gotten Gears of War 4, and I believe also had gotten Halo Wars 2 all back to back. So like I'm just trying to beat these games real quick. So the second time I played it on PC and I got real immersed on it. I did like a non-lethal playthrough because Marcus' character doesn't give off the vibe that he's a lethal person. So I try, so like learning how to play the game and utilizing like all the hacking stuff around you so you don't technically kill them, and using stealth to knock the enemies out. It made it more fun. Gives you more time to actually use all the mechanics that's in the game. So I was really getting myself into the game. And this time around, I just played it just to see if I would just enjoy it regardless. I just ran through it. just wanted to enjoy it. Then after that, I went with the Tomb Raider trilogy, the remake trilogy. I enjoyed it, but I think I've only played all of them once. Not gonna count the third one because I did 100% that game. So I believe I probably had to have played that at least twice to have done that, or at least just ran around the game a lot. But I never played them all again, like just to get the whole story and everything in succession. And you notice some weird things. The first game, obviously because that was the older game, so graphically it was you know, it wasn't, obviously it's not the best one. It wasn't bad, but you know, it wasn't impressive to say. But it was all right. You get to learn that, you know, you just get to see the story of Lara Croft before she becomes like what she's known for. So like the first game is basically all about survival. Like they just thrust into this island and like, oh, like this cult that's trying to kill us. I need to save my friends. I need to save myself. I need to get out of here. So just about survival. It wasn't really about like, oh, I mean the initial reason why they were going to the island, because yes, they were trying to find like a hidden object, but circumstances, it was like, all right, we need to get out of here. But it just so happened that the way to get out of there is linked to whoever it is they was looking for. So like through circumstances, you were forced to find like this ancient artifact or whatever the situation is. The second game was more, she's looking for something. And second game, I think I enjoyed that one. And funny enough, because that's the one I was like, you know, I don't really remember that one much. Like the first one, it was memorable because of the whole survival aspect of it. The second game, all I remember was just snow. Like just being cold. Every time I look at that game, I just feel cold. And that was about it. I was like, I don't remember what this storyline is about no more. But it was all hitting me like while I was playing the game. I'm like, oh, okay, I remember. All right, oh, I know what this is. All right, I can see the twist coming in. So it was hitting me at once. But mechanically, they made her a badass in the second game. Like all the new equipment she can get, and all the tools and all the weapons she can get in the second game. The upgrades, like I'm like, bro, like hold on. Like just not long ago you was like fighting for your life to survive, and now you're just a full-fledged fighter. And then the third game, obviously due to graphics increasement, but you can definitely see where they was trying to go with her character design. Like they made her like if you look at her arms, they're more toned. Like she was like working out, like like she's like, I be hunting, like, you know, I be looking for these artifacts, but if I gotta lay somebody out, I gotta do it. So like she's more built. She's not muscly, but like you can see the difference. So and I don't know, because it's funny enough that she's built as if like she's more prepared to be a fighter, but I don't know, it felt lacking in the third game compared to the second game. I didn't feel as badass with her. I kind of just ran through all the enemies with her. Like it felt too easy. Granted, I was playing on New Game Plus because I just want like I was just playing for the story, just to get it over with. But it's still like all the items that I had, I was still like, yeah, like I had all these guns, but like I still stuck to just using like 2 guns compared to the other game. I was swapping around, actually like legitly figuring out what works, what I like, what I don't like. So I was like learning my kit in the second game. But yeah, Tomb Raider. I mean, there was a big sale going on too before, but I have all of them. I believe the whole trilogy is on Game Pass as well. I didn't even notice that, but I got the whole trilogy on PC, and I've only got, I've got the first 2 games on Xbox, but the third one is on Game Pass. So if you are interested and you have an Xbox and you have a Game Pass, the trilogy is on Game Pass. I don't know for how long, but hey, get it while you can. New games. Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero came out. I wasn't going to get it because like I said, becoming more logical with my gaming awareness, and a lot of people who like, for this nostalgia reason, like yo, this is our childhood, it's coming back, and I'm like, yeah, but let's not sit there and act like this game was perfect. This game was very unbalanced and not good fundamentally. It was just fun because we just had an anime game. Anime games was new to us, and it's Dragon Ball Z. So we accepted it. We took it. Like what? So I was like, hey, I'm skeptical about it, but everybody was like, yeah, let's get on it. And I'm like, all right, whatever, sure. And my cousin was like, yeah, if I get it, we could go half on it, blah blah blah. So whatever, we bought it. I only beat the Goku story. I streamed it. Played a few online matches. I haven't really touched it since. I'm not motivated to go back to it. Is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like you can see that it's not mechanically good. Like I can't. It's not a whole you trash or whatever. It's like once you figured everything out, it's like like this is not good. It's like like I already said this before. Like most fighting anime games from this point on should use the fighters format. Like the traditional 2D format is solid. Cause just get rid of that team fighting. I hate that team fighting stuff. Just straight up one-on-ones like Street Fighter, but with like that fighter's mechanic. Like that was a solid mechanic, and like to go back, like you're just going backwards. It's not good. Like you gave us something great, and it's like it's like you taste something good, and then you go back to eating something bad. I'm like, bro, nah, like it's not good. Sorry to tell y'all. But there's a lot of content in there. So I would say you get your money's worth if you really like. If you don't play online and you strictly just playing it because you want to play the story, you want to just get. I mean, you should know the story, but you just want to play the story and get all you can get out of the game. I would say it does have a lot in the game. There's like I said, you could play this Goku story. There's like 7 characters who have their stories, and then there's custom stories where you can make your own story. There's some stories that's already built into the game. You could play stories that people created themselves. And then there's some what if stories that's in the game. So there's some content in there. So don't if you someone who don't want to just play it for online reasons, but you love Dragon Ball Z, I mean, go ahead. I don't know if I want to say it's worth the full price, but there's enough content in there to keep you satisfied. And the new Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has recently dropped. And the tryhards is already out here with gold camo weapons and maxed out weapons, and like, bro, the game was only out for like a couple of days, but it is what it is. Gonna going into zombies. Of course, I know I made that video about zombies, and I was like, oh, hopefully things will change, because they were advertising like, oh, we're bringing back round-based zombies. And I was like, oh, like I guess this is gonna be interesting because they're gonna bring it back to what it was, and it's not. I mean, technically there is round-based zombie, but it doesn't feel like how it still plays like Warzone zombies. Like, it doesn't feel like zombies. Like, the zombies are already full-blown speeding at you. So as the game start, you don't even realize the round ended, and it just starts again, and it's like they're already coming at you again. You don't get no time to swap weapons. They go by that stupid weapon system where, oh, you got a green gun instead of, it's a rare gun, an uncommon weapon. I'm like, bro, like, all the guns should be equally good, because that's how zombies was made. Like, if you play like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, if you use a certain gun in multiplayer and then you use it in zombies, you could feel like they purposely made the guns feel different for this mode. Cause like that's how much like care they took into this game. Like, some of these guns was hitting a lot heavier in zombies compared to when you play online or multiplayer. I'm like, these guns feel like airsoft guns. But this gun's like, oh, like I shouldn't have to get the same gun, but oh, because this one is a rare version, it's stronger. Like, no, the gun should just be strong because you made it that way. Like, it's just annoying. So I'm already disconnected from the zombies. Multiplayer, it's cool. Having casual fun. If you don't take it too serious, it's cool. Having some good games, having some annoying games. It's Call of Duty. I would say, I don't know, the movement feels slow to me. I don't know if it's because I'm playing with a controller, because I'm playing on Xbox, but like, I'm trying to do something and the character doesn't do it. And then there's the whole stupid thing where like everything is mapped to one button. So you're trying to reload, but there's a gun next to you and they pick up the gun instead of reloading. Or I'm trying to swap my weapon and my character would do like a fake swap. Like, when you like you have a double tap the swap gun. So like, you trying to swap your gun, but you bring back your primary gun to like cancel out a reload. It does that when I just tap the weapon swap one time. I'm like, bro, can you bring up my gun? Like, how many times I die trying to swap to my secondary, and like, you keep bringing the primary back out. Getting rid of the knife is not removed. It's just the knifing system is removed. Like, you know, when you just walk, when, like, you know, that moment when you and the enemy like both turn the corner and bump into each other, and it just becomes a matter of who gets that knife hit off first. That's gone. It's like, no, it's like you just shoot them. And the times to kill is just weird in this game, because like, they show you when they show you like the death damage when you die, and they're like, oh, they only hit you 4 times and you died. I'm like, why is 4 bullets killing me? But I'm putting the whole clip into these dudes and they get in the way. So I don't know. Game is weird. I haven't gotten to the campaign yet. That's the main reason why I want to play. I just want to play the campaign because I'm interested in the story, the whole Black Ops timeline and whatnot. So I'll get into the campaign soon. And I'm trying to 100% the Evil Within again, technically, because I 100% the main game, but they did, they do the whole, we're gonna drop the expansion DLC and it's gonna come with DLC achievement. So technically, you did not 100% the game. So I'm going back and doing all the expansions and trying to get this 100% completed. And that's that. Yeah. Next thing, One Piece is on a 6-month anime hiatus because they're gonna focus on the remake and whatnot. All of y'all One Piece people, all the One Piece haters, all the One Piece, doubters, and you not sure if you want to watch it, too many episodes or whatever. I don't want to hear none of that no more. You got 6 months you have enough time to watch the show twice over and catch up. Like, I don't want to hear it. Catch up. It's peak. You ain't gonna see nothing better than One Piece. I promise you. Yeah. And I dropped the mental health and anime episode on the Splits and Sake podcast. I mentioned it on the last episode. I did drop it. I'm debating if I want to put it on this podcast. I don't know if I want to put it as like a episode, like a 88.5 episode, or make it its own 89 episode. I don't know. I'm gonna decide that, but I might just drop that as an episode on here because I mean it touches on mental health and whatnot. It's just focused on the anime aspect of it and the more in depth. And I touch on like creative expression and all of that things I talk about here, so it fits well with here. It's just obviously not gonna be the same format of how I do this podcast, but we'll see. And yeah, I was gonna talk about the Pharrell movie. I seen that it's whack. I mean, it's cool, you know, family, Legos, yeah, but biopics as movies don't work no more. Just make series, because there's so much to tell in your story that you gotta freaking cut it all out, and it feels like you're just like highlighting all the good stuff that you want to, like, yeah, make me look good. Nah, bro. Let's get all the bad stuff too. So whatever. Topic. It's a topic that I talk about pretty much all the time. The main point of this podcast. But I'm just talking about it, I guess, in a more update way. This is talking about self-care. Of course, you should be caring for yourself. You should be loving yourself, because it's the most important person in your life. It's you, because you can't do nothing for you. Who will? And what can you do for others if you can't do it for yourself? But you know, just more emphasis on actually doing the self-caring, not in like sure, self-caring. Do stuff with yourself, man. Don't be afraid to do stuff with yourself. Stop, relying on, you need friends or you need a group of people to get you out the house. And I understand some people are homebodies. I'm a homebody too, but sometimes it will feel like a prison. You're just stuck in one spot. Like, go breathe some air. As the kids say, go touch grass. Nah, but just go outside, go see something, go drive somewhere. I mentioned the last episode. The last episode. Go find your third place. Find that place that's besides work and home. Like, get you a new spot that's just as like it gives you that comfort zone as being in your home, but it doesn't give you the same routine feel of just constantly always just going home and going to work, going home, going to work. Like, oh wait, I could go here now. So just today I was there actually. I finished reading. I could actually talk about that, but it's nothing important. I finished reading the Fooly Cooly manga. I don't think I don't know. I don't think it's not an official manga. I can tell you that much. It's a retelling of the original story, with some weird anime. Not saying that in a bad way, but it's like a weird art style. It's sometimes hard to see what the hell is happening. But it's a retelling of the thing, so it doesn't follow the story one by one. It follows the story at some times, but it takes a turn to tell like a different story or give a different meaning of what happened in the anime. So, I mean, it's cool. If you're a Fooly Cooly fan, it's cool. That's the only reason why I got it, because I like Fooly Cooly. But yeah, I finished that. But like I said, I was there just chilling, and I was there, and I see other cars pull up, going to this place, and like literally just seeing people just pull up, just park their car, and just sit there and read. I'm like, bro, like, yeah, I could read at home. Yeah, I could just sit there and do this at home. But there's something more satisfying, more enjoyment of just going somewhere different. Detaching yourself from the norm. removing access to yourself. Don't be on your phone. Just be somewhere else and just be with yourself and connect with yourself and connect with nature, the environment. I said no, just to see what other people are doing. Just sitting there. I'm like, I'm just looking around. I'm seeing all these other cars, and I'm like, there's people just sitting in there. Like, like people could walk around. Like, there's a little lake over there. I was on the bench today because I thought it would be colder. It was cold in my room. That's the next thing too. Like, the weather is tricky. It was feeling cold in my house. I'm like, bro, it must be freezing outside. I freaking know. I got dressed up warm. Then I got outside and that sun was hitting me. I'm like, oh, it's warm out here. It's only when the wind starts hitting you that it feels cold. But like when it's just calm, that sun's still hitting. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit on the bench, listen to the wind, hear the leaves blow, looking at the water. And I was just sitting there reading, chilling. Then I started noticing some cars pulling up, and I'm turning around. I'm thinking like, oh, they're gonna probably walk around, do some stuff. I'm like, nah, this dude just sitting in there, just reading. I'm like, yep, that's it. That's what we come to do. We just sit here and chill. Like, just enjoy life. Enjoy the simple pleasures of life. Don't take the simple things for granted. A lot of people want to be these overly successful people who know they want to have it all, but as the scriptures say, what's the point of having the whole world if you lose your soul? Like, don't lose who you are trying to gain everything. Sometimes it's all right to have some things. You don't need everything. We wasn't meant to have everything, because if so, we will all have it already. So enjoy the simple things that we were given, the things that was already placed here for us to enjoy. Some of the other stuff is just luxury. Reading a manga is luxury because someone sat there and took the time to draw these pictures and draw these characters to tell the story and print it all out so that we can see it. But just being outside and relaxing, enjoying nature, that was already there for us. That's been put here for us. We can enjoy that. So take care of yourself, spend some time with yourself, do things with yourself, bro. Also, I don't even know if I talked about it in the last episode or any episode, but when I recently, I went to my spot, I read my manga, chilled, and I was like, I'm craving some ramen. It was actually kind of chilly that day too, so I want to warm myself up. Let me get some ramen. So drove to the nearest ramen spot, and because I saw the spot and I'm like, this is like the only closest ramen spot to me, and I want to see, like, people don't take good pictures, I guess, like of the inside. It's like, you want to see what the place looked like before you go there, so you like to get the vibe of it. And I'm like, is this place single seater friendly? Because ramen spots traditionally, like especially in Japan, you go to Japan, like ramen spots for the most part it caters to lone eaters. Like, you have sometimes you have a booth, or it's just like you go to a bartender, like you on the counter, like everyone just chilling on the counter, you just get your bowl, you eat. It's like, it's not a whole family. That's the thing about Western and over here. Like, we over here treating ramen like we going to a fancy dinner, and it's like ramen over there is just like, it's not fast food, but it's the equivalent of fast food. Like, you're just going somewhere and like, let me just get a quick bite, let me get a bowl of ramen, eat, and I'm out. But we over here treating it like, oh yeah, let's go get the family together, let's eat some soup. Like, relax. So that place was not catered to solo eaters, so there's like no counters there. It was like everything is like either 2 seats or more, and I'm like, oh my god. So I went there, like, I'm already here, gotta commit. Like, yeah, let me get my ramen. And I'm like, bro, it gave me a seat. I'm like right in the middle of the store, so like everyone with their families and whoever with their friends just all around me, and I'm just like in the center just by myself eating a ramen. I'm like, bro, this is mad weird, but it's whatever. That's your experience, man. Don't let nobody ruin your experience. But at least now you know better. Like, for me, I'm not gonna go there again because it's not meant for me by myself. But the ramen was good. It was good. But yeah, like I said, to get out your comfort zone, do things for yourself, hang out with yourself, learn yourself again, all of that good stuff. Take care of yourself so that you can be a better person for your friends, your family. If they need someone in need, they don't, when say hurt people, well, I don't know what it is. Hurt people, something like that. Don't continue the cycle of I'm this broken mess, and I run to my other broken friend for advice. I'm like, bro, I'm just as messed up as you. But it's And just that's a side note. I feel like we need to get over that too. I feel like I probably do it sometimes too, but when we are the hurt and broken friends, and we go to the person that we know underline, we know that they're the broken person. This normally happens when it's relationships, that one person who's oh, I'm having relationship trouble, and they talk to that one always single friend, and that single friend just they act like they got all the answers. It's bro, why are you listening to a single friend? Yes, it does be sounding logical to the single friend, because oh, you're right, and it's technically right, but the thing about the single friend is that we have all this time to build these false what's the word is escaping me, but these false narratives and ideas of what could happen in certain scenarios, and painting these pictures of things. So we already have oh, so if this happens, all right, so we have the answer to that. But it's not until when you're in it where things get complicated, because we are complicated beings, unfortunately. As simple as why my partners don't trust me, and why we always fighting, and it's well, maybe you should just do this and do that. But then when you're in the situation, you're you try to do that with your partner, and your partner makes it hard to do that, because feelings are involved, ego and pride are involved. Someone needs to have the last word, and if you disregard their feelings, now you're just the bad guy. So it gets tricky. So despite, and then when we do talk to the people who are in the same boat as us, we don't want to hear it, or who probably doing better than us. So probably the single friend who's oh man, why can't I find someone? And you talk to that friend who's in their 5-year relationship, and they just give you some advice, and it's man, I don't want to hear that. You already got your relationship, man. It sounds easy to you. I mean, yeah, it's the reason why I'm in a relationship. That's why I'm trying to give you the advice. It's working for me, clearly. So I don't know what it is with us. We rather take advice from people that we feel are lower or equal than us, to boost us up, instead of taking advice from people who are already above us, because we feel like they talking down to us. And it's clearly they're above you for a reason. Whatever method they work using is technically working, so it would be wise to take that advice. So I don't know, I feel like we need to stop doing that, but it is what it is. We are who we are. We are complicated, like I said. But with that being said, I think I'm done here. So yeah, weather changing, we're about to get into November. Halloween is about to pass by. Well, when this episode dropped, which is technically tomorrow, Halloween still wouldn't have happened. So for all your trick-or-treaters out there, be safe. Take your kids trick-or-treating. If you're in a trick-or-treating neighborhood, don't deny your kids their childhood because you want to be that parent who's nah, bro, it's too cold out here. Yeah, so be safe out there, have fun. For the people who just want to dress up just to dress up, sure, go ahead. All of that. And yeah, till next time, hope you guys have a great day, a great week. Rate this podcast, all of that good stuff, share it, and peace.